There's a point where it tips, there's a point where it breaks, there's a point where it bends, and a point we just can't take anymore.
Hey guys, welcome back. So Volume 2 is done, the RWBY journey continues. Loved a lot about Volume 2, just the growth of the characters, getting to know the team a bit better, the interactions between Ruby and Weiss and Blake and Yang. It's an amazing show. Volume 3 is coming, but before we get to Volume 3, I'm just going to do the World of Remnant. I've got 4 videos I'm going to check out back to back in this one video here, and then the next video you see from me will be Chapter 1 of Volume 3. So, the World of Remnant for me is just really interesting. It kind of expands on the universe, gives you a bit more information about the characters in it, and just this amazing world the creators have given us. So, I'm going to do the first video right now, and it is called The World of Remnant 1. It's actually The World of Remnant Volume 3, so I'm assuming it goes before Volume 3 of RWBY or through the series, but I'm just going to put it here now because I like to have a bit of a buffer between the 2 volumes. So I'm hoping I don't get any spoilers here. I have had some communication with you guys in the comments that, yeah, don't do the Remnants because they do foreshadow stuff, and then other people are like, no, it's fine, check it, it's pretty okay, you'll be fine. So I'm going to be in the I'll be fine camp. So let's have a look at this first one. 3, 2, 1, go. World of Remnant. Vital Festival Tournament. Interesting.
It all began, as most things do, with war. The kingdoms of the world had been locked in a violent struggle for years. But eventually the Great War of Remnant came to an end on the small island of Vital. It was here that humanity's leaders chose peace over bloodshed and constructed the future of modern society, establishing new laws, new academies, and new traditions. The Vital Festival was created to serve as a celebration of peace between the kingdoms. Every 2 years, a kingdom would be chosen to open its doors to the world, allowing citizens from every corner of Remnant to meet and indulge in one another's cultures.
Nice.
The pinnacle of this event was the Vital Festival Tournament.
So the Olympics.
After the newly formed Huntsman academies proved to be a success, the Vital Festival Tournament was designed to test the strengths of the kingdom's warriors in a safe and friendly competitive environment. A wonderful method in which to ensure that the world's huntsmen would never settle for mediocrity, but would constantly strive to become the absolute best they could be. As the skills of the huntsmen grew, so did the games. And in time, it was decided that the tournament would need a stage equal in greatness to that of its competitors. Amity Coliseum was the culmination of the 4 kingdoms' efforts, a technological marvel and a shining symbol of harmony, capable of making the journey to all the kingdoms of Remnant.
Wow. Very cool.
It's true that all of this began with war. But it is peace that has served to shepherd humanity on its ascension to greatness.
The animation's beautiful. That map looks crazy good. Nice. The Vital
May we
Festival
never stray
Tournament.
from that path.
Okay. The Vital Festival Tournament. So, Volume 3 coming on the 24th of October. Don't miss out. So, the Vital Tournament. I'm getting shades of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So, we're going to get the champions from each of the houses come together and face off and have a bit of a competition. But it's good knowing about it going in, so I'll have a bit more of an understanding when it rears its head in the series. So let's do the second chapter here. This is the World of Remnant Cross-Continental Transmit System. I love learning new things. 3, 2, 1, go.
Throughout the years, the world of Remnant has seen hundreds of technological advances that have changed society. The most influential of all of them being the Cross-Continental Transmit System. Prior to the invention of the CCTS, long-range communication was extremely limited. The discovery and development of radio technology allowed for communication within the boundaries of most kingdoms. But communication with other parts of the world was restricted to the physical delivery of messages. With every alternative form of communication that was proposed, there seemed to be the perfect obstacle.
Damn.
The destructive nature of the creatures of Grimm severely limited the reliability of ground-based technologies. The concept of relay satellites orbiting around the planet was promising. Unfortunately, modern man has yet to make the technological advancements required to achieve spaceflight, as all known dust types lose their power as they begin to leave Remnant's atmosphere.
Oh, shame.
Eventually, it was the people of Atlas, the world's leader in science and technology, that developed the cross-continental transmit system. It was revolutionary. Like radio, signals were sent and received wirelessly, though the content of these transmissions were not nearly as limited. Audio, video, images, and text were all capable of transmission, and eventually an entire online web of information was at mankind's fingertips.
Very good.
Currently, the system is supported by 4 primary relay towers, each located within a safeguarded area of the kingdoms. These towers allow for wireless communication within a kingdom through the use of devices such as scrolls. Signals become less reliable the farther a user travels from the CCT tower. And although smaller support towers do exist outside of kingdoms, they are constantly at risk of destruction by the creatures of Grimm.
Bloody Grimm.
Shortcomings aside, for the first time in history, digital transmissions between kingdoms were possible through the use of slightly more advanced devices, typically found in homes and CCT centers. The cross-continental transmit system has and will continue to advance the progression of mankind. However, if one of the 4 towers is taken offline, the entire network fails with it.
Oh,
a slight inconvenience during routine maintenance, but to be honest, I find the limitation somewhat poetic. No one voice is louder than the others, and no voice may be silenced without the rest. If the people of Remnant are to speak, then they shall do so together. Or not at all.
Ooh, is this that foreshadowing stuff? So yeah, so I've had the transmit system, which is very, you know, we're familiar with that, right? I mean, the World Wide Web, the internet's, phone calls and text messages and all that kind of stuff. So I like the way they're integrating that into the world of Remnant. I like that they're explaining it to us as well, just kind of that world building. That's really cool. So next video, this one is the Huntsman. So we're gonna dive a little bit more into the Huntsman because they're the monster killers. 3, 2, 1, go. These are great. I love these shorts. Huntsman.
Huntsmen and Huntresses, the best and brightest warriors of Remnant, ranking higher than Kingdom Police and even military in terms of strength and skill.
Love the art.
The occupation was established alongside the Huntsman academies after the Great War, with the hope of creating elite warriors whose sole purpose would be to combat the creatures of Grimm. Beacon Academy was founded in Vale, Haven founded in Mistral,
Haven.
Shade founded in Vacuo,
Shade.
and Atlas founded in the now-defunct Kingdom of Mantle.
Defunct.
These institutions accepted graduates of primary combat schools who showed enough promise and tenacity to not only battle the world's deadliest creatures, but also protect their fellow man. For this reason, trainees are grouped into teams, ensuring the continual development of communication, empathy, and teamwork, traits that are vital to any guardian of peace. As an additional precaution to maintaining peace, the founders of the academies believe that their graduates should be kept separate from Kingdom allegiance. Once finished with their training, Huntsmen and Huntresses are free to choose who they work for, as well as what kind of work they will do through the use of mission boards.
Nice.
Allying with a particular kingdom or village is entirely up to the individual. However, Atlas Academy has come under increasing amounts of scrutiny for the indoctrination of military lifestyle upon its students, pressuring them to enlist in the Atlas military's Special Operatives Unit. Every academy has its own methods of teaching, but the end result is the same. Huntsmen and huntresses ready to make their own paths. Some will stay together as a team, some will move on to work alone. But all are expected to serve humanity.
So good.
And never succumb to the darkness.
Never. So good. So they get to choose where they want to work when they graduate, who they become affiliated with, and if they work solo or in a group. I like that. You get some, life choices. So you guys getting things out of these World of Remnant videos as well? Is it nice to be refreshing yourself and checking these out with me? So fun. I've actually just downloaded some manga novels into my iPad as well. I've got the whole group of girls, RWBY, Blake, Weiss, and Yang. I've got their own stories, so I've got those to read as well. I'm really looking forward to diving into that. I'm just in love with this world, man. The whole thing, the characters, it's everything. It's just taken my heart. It really has. Alright, so this is the 4th video in the World of Remnant Series 3, The 4 Maidens. Let's check it out. 3, 2, 1, go. Is it my 4 maidens? The RWBY girls? Probably not.
Deep in the forests of Remnant, beside a great and mighty river, stood the small, fragile home of a cold, frail man.
That's me right now, I'm cold.
Wizard. Hidden from the dangers and distractions of the world, the wizard seldom had visitors. But on this day, as he peered out his window, his gaze fell upon a young maiden. Calmly she sat beneath his tree, in a state of absolute tranquility. When the wizard demanded an explanation, the maiden simply replied, "My name is Winter. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sisters." With that, she closed her eyes and sat in silence. The wizard told himself the girl was a fool, but the longer she sat, the more he wished to share in the serenity the young maiden enjoyed. In time, he grew tired and decided to close his eyes as well, thinking on this strange predicament. Upon opening his eyes, the wizard was befuddled to find that a second maiden had appeared beneath his tree, cheerful and spry, with a basket of fruit and flowers. When he asked for an explanation, the girl simply replied, "My name is Spring. I'm on a journey, and I am waiting for my sisters." To show her gratitude for his reluctant hospitality, the girl retrieved a handful of seeds from her basket and planted them in the wizard's garden.
The animation's beautiful. Wow. This makes me so happy.
The old hermit could hardly believe his eyes as the maiden turned what was once a mere pile of dirt and manure into a beautiful garden from which life would surely blossom. It's likely he would have gazed for hours, were it not for the unfamiliar laughter he heard from beneath his tree. A young woman with a warm smile now stood beside the two maidens. The wizard begged her to introduce herself, to which she happily responded, "My name is Summer. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sister." Of course, thought the wizard. But another chirp of laughter left the old man perplexed. What in the world was so funny? As it turned out, it was him. The new arrival found the wizard's insistence on staying indoors so very amusing. Why choose to view the world through a small window when the door leading out to it was right at his side? It was a compelling argument, and after only a moment of brief hesitation, the wizard left his home and stepped outside. The warmth of the sun brought with it a surge of energy and life, and soon the wizard wasn't feeling much like himself anymore. He was feeling much better.
This is really nice.
As the day drew to a close, the maidens and the wizard all settled down and prepared a feast. Winter set the table. Spring supplied the crops. Summer prepped the meal, and the wizard was the happiest he'd been in ages. But in all the excitement, he nearly failed to notice the delicate woman that now stood beneath his tree. He smiled and beckoned her to join them, asking only for her name. "My name is Fall," she replied softly. "I am on a journey and am here to meet my sisters. Who are you?" "Me?" the wizard wondered. "Well, I am but an old hermit. I have lived in these woods alone for centuries, and I'm afraid my story is not very interesting, as I have no one to love and nothing to my name."
Who is he?
The eldest sister looked up at all that surrounded them. "But sir, do you not see? You have so much." It was true. With their help, it was now clear to see that the wizard had everything he could ever need. He was grateful, but a question lingered in his mind. "Why me?" he asked. "Why did the four of you choose to open my eyes, to share with me your gifts? Why am I so special?" The four sisters looked to one another, perplexed. Finally, the eldest spoke. "I beg your pardon, sir, but we did not do these things for you because you were special. We do what we can for everyone, because we are able." The old wizard was at a loss. Never in his years had he come across such kindness. It was in that moment that he knew what should be done. The wizard summoned his magic, every ounce he could muster, and bestowed it upon the sisters. He smiled. "Take this gift and know now that you are able to do so much more." Now, armed with the elements, the very powers of nature, and the unimaginable magic of the wizard, the four maidens, Winter, Spring, Summer, and Fall, promised to carry onward with their journey, using their gifts to aid others, just as they had aided him. One by one, the sisters left, but before they did, they made one final promise. They promised to return each and every year to visit their dear friend.
Oh my god. That was so beautiful. Wow. That was really, really, really moving. Blown away. This is the world of Remnant. This isn't even part of the RWBY journey or the RWBY story. It's just a beautiful tale told from that world, and oh wow, that was absolutely stunning. I wasn't expecting it to be so touching and beautiful and moving and so gorgeously animated and voiced. The tale of the seasons, the four maidens. That was amazing. I almost teared up. That was so good. Wow. Okay, you're still with me. That's good. Got your tissues ready. I hear I'm going to need them for volume 3. It's going to be some emotion. I get really affected quite easily when I'm watching these kind of shows. Big sook. But hey, I own it. So, coming up next will be chapter 1 of volume 3. I'm so glad that you're coming along with me on my journey. I hope you stick around. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So, yeah, that was the world of Remnant. So as you know, my reactions are coming every Monday and Friday night. Once again, please avoid all the spoilers in the comments. You've been amazing. I have only had a couple. I'll let you know when those spoilers rear their ugly heads, what was spoiled for me, but I might have people coming along with me on the journey now who've not seen this before, so I'm not going to drop any spoilers for them. I did buy some merch. I got a Yang, and she had a spoiler on her, so that's fine. I don't know when this event is going to happen to her or what or why, but that's fine. I can deal with minor spoilers, but don't do it though, okay? No spoilers. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.